Hey YouTube, this is Aisha, Grell and Be Gone. How is everybody doing this May 2013? It is my official monthly update, and I try to check in with the channel every month. Not sure what I'll do for the summer, if I make any more updates throughout the summer. We shall see. But for those new to the channel, I had laparoscopic gastric bypass, RNY, November 16th. The year was 2010, and I went on to shed 190 pounds. And so tomorrow, May 29th, will mark 18 months that I have been in maintenance. A year and a half of my life in maintenance. And for me, if you heard me speaking here on Grell and Be Gone in the month of April, you heard me tell some stories of how hard and fast I, in the past, gained weight. Totally an emotional eater, could binge with some of the best of them, and have no history of maintaining weight. And so to wake up tomorrow morning and I am under my goal weight, have been under my goal weight every Tuesday really since I got into maintenance, and 18 months, a year and a half. It took me 12 months to reach goal. So I've been in maintenance longer than it took me to lose the weight that I needed to lose, which was, my goal was to lose 180 pounds, 81 pounds actually, and I did that within 12 months. But this month, some exciting things are going on, some challenging things went on, and I sort of had this experience this morning on the treadmill. So just the short story that sort of ends the month of May for me was I had to have surgery May 22nd, and incredibly nervous about this experience, and had a great outpouring on Facebook of people praying for me and showing kindness towards me, and I really appreciate that for all of those who commented on Facebook. But it meant that I wouldn't work out. And I've watched myself in this journey become authentically, to my soul, to my core, passionate about me personally staying active. When I talked to you guys last month, one of the things that I talked about was that when I would gain weight in the past, the physical fitness went away immediately. You just get comfortable and you think, oh, I'll go again next week, and then next week comes and you don't feel like it. And so when I first got into maintenance, one of the things that I had said on video, I don't know which video it was, something else was going on health-wise. Actually last April, I had a diagnosis last April that I didn't know would impact my ability to continue moving my body. And I cried about that, and I was like, really? Wow. So still walking through my journey, always on my shoulder or on my back is that thought that every time in the past I quit. Physical fitness went out the door when cupcakes and candy and all the nonsense came back in. And so with this health crisis, I don't want to call it a crisis, but this health experience meant that I had to sit still for at least 5 days. And, I wondered, would I get back up? Because it's very easy to want to lay across the bed, as I always say. And so I saw my behavior over the course of time, having to sit still and really looking forward to being able to move again. And, as a side note, when you get into maintenance, the scale is not moving to the rhythm that it was in the losing phase, and there's no reason for it to, unless you put on a couple pounds and you need to lose them back. And so you have to find other things that will keep you motivated and keep you excited about healthy living. It's more than just being thin, or in my case, my dream was to be slim and all of that. It has to be a little bit more than that. It has to be an authentic excitement about overall healthy living, and separating, the whole thought of I need to lose weight. That's gone out the door. And so I saw myself, anxiously awaiting when I could get moving again. And Memorial Day, I was able to walk. I did 33 minutes on the treadmill, and then today I ran just a couple miles, and I kept it no more than 6.5 on the treadmill, and I walked on incline, and it just felt fantastic. But in the middle of my run, I thought, I have really changed. There was no question that I had really changed, and I was so happy in that moment that I could relax a little bit. I could stop living in that place of, what if something happens and I won't be able to express myself through physical fitness? Would I ever get back up? Even my thought about plastic surgery means being down 6 weeks, 8 weeks, and it's like, can you really get back up? Can you really bounce back? And I know people do, but my history said I didn't bounce back. So I know this was only 5 days, but I was like, let's go, let's get this thing going. And even though I have to take it slow initially, it was just so good to see my own behavior. And that gave me motivation to believe even more that, okay, I am changed to my core. I'm not on a diet. I'm not only going to the gym because I need to lose weight or anything like that. And then the other piece to this experience this month was having surgery and not using wisdom and getting on the scale the next day. I had a bump that I'd never seen before. The scale said 175 pounds. And I thought, what on earth has happened to me? I knew that I had lots of nervous eating the night before surgery, but certainly it wasn't to put me at 175 pounds. And so this is what the scale said this morning. And that number, my 168, is my max and my top of my happy place. And so I am perfectly okay with that today. But I had to deal with all the emotion of, oh my gosh, what is happening to me? Am I about to be big as a house? It was like so many thoughts, but I had to bring it down a notch and do what I knew to do, and pump myself full of water and pump myself full of protein. And one of the other things that I saw made a difference was I didn't eat any, eat out a lot over the course of trying to heal and all of that. And so I think, if you're out there and you want, what could you do to turn things around? If you're drinking 2 glasses of water a day, drink 3. And if you're eating out a lot, eat at home. Eat at home for a few days and see even something that small would change the landscape of your weight. Anyway, that's just something to think about. And it helped. Brought the scale back down to something that I believe is acceptable. I couldn't believe it, and you guys have heard me multiple times say I don't want to be 170 anything, but I have learned I will never get on the scale the day after surgery. All the fluid and the bloating and just had pain and all of that wasn't a good idea. So I learned. The other thing that is going on with me is I start half marathon training. I have officially purchased myself an entry into a half marathon. So no turning back. It's August 11th out in Simi Valley, California. And I am so excited because this year when I started training, I'm not afraid. Last year when I was training for a half marathon, I was terrified to go distance. I didn't understand distance, didn't believe that I could, and I did go the distance. I had ran 12 miles nonstop, 2 hours and 7 minutes last fall, and that changed me forever. Distance running is some of the best medicine you can find, and had to take time this year and heal my body, but I'm ready to really reach that goal. That has been a dream, a heart's desire for quite some time now, to be a finisher of a half marathon. And I can say I believe in myself. I don't know if I believed in myself last year, but I think it's healthy to be able to say you believe in yourself. I'm, sort of scooting through, doubt and fear and all that kind of stuff to get to the place where I can say I believe in myself. I will be a finisher, and the goal has always been with every race is to not walk. That's just a personal goal that I've always had, and I know it doesn't mean you're less than because you walk. It just has been my personal goal. My first 5K after C to 5K graduation, I had to walk some, but ever since then I have never walked in a race, and I have no desire to walk in this half marathon. So I'm praying that my hamstring stays healthy and my body stays healthy, and I condition myself well enough to go this distance. And so that will be August 11th. And, I've said in past videos, when you're on the weight loss journey, you have to have things out in front of you. I love clothes, I love shoes, and being able to fit things that I just see on the rack. One of the most beautiful experiences is, knowing you have a history of going into a store and you had to pick the 26, 28. You had to pick the 28, that nothing else was going to fit, and the 28 was tight. And I walk into stores now and I literally go to the front of the rack. I skip over the 2. I will take a 4 and I will take a 6 into the dressing room, but to not have to go to the back of the rack, and to know that when you walk up to the rack, you literally have to stop at the small. It is a big emotion when you've spent decades overweight. And I appreciate all of that. And so those are motivating things to me. But some fitness challenges like consistency is more important to me than perhaps a race. Perhaps anything else is that I see myself consistent, because I know what it's like not to be consistent. My history in weight loss, like I said last month, had nothing to do with consistency. It was more, get caught off guard, get lazy, start eating things that, made me back addicted to carbs, back addicted to laziness. And so even this month of May means my 2-year anniversary with C to 5K. May 23rd, 2011, I hit quick start on the treadmill here at my gym. I took a printout of the PDF for treadmill C to 5K to the gym, and I did the best I could that day. I did exactly what the paper said, and I went on to graduate C to 5K without repeating a day or skipping a workout or walking when I should have been running. I did what the paper said do, and that was a game changer. So if anybody's interested in running or want to start some fitness and you're strong and able to, certainly give C to 5K a chance, and I don't think you'll regret it. But that's where I am this month. Short story, long story of what's happening in my world. 30 and a half months post-op now. I can't believe the time is just going by. But I think I do feel older in the journey. I see a lot of the newbie conversation on Facebook, the pre-bee conversation on Facebook, and I smile and I remember, I remember those days, and I don't want to go back to those days, but I don't want to forget the beautiful pace of the early days. And that's where I learned to eat protein first, and that's where I learned to take my vitamins, and that's where I learned to care about moving my body. Those early days were the game changer, because they set the tone for where I sit 18 months in maintenance. Having to pull my body down from 175 pounds, granted it was probably just fluid mainly, but I had to pull my head together and say, wait just a minute, this is not acceptable. And I had to draw on all my habits of the early days. And so if you're a newbie and a pre-bee, pace yourself. Go with the flow of the experience and hold on to those new habits that set you free. Don't rush those early days. They really do make a difference later on in the journey. So I will leave it right there, you guys, and wishing everyone all the best, and we'll see you next time. Bye.